voiceover on this. But basically, the idea is to get yourself 4 or 5 strands. I like to do 3 to 5 strands of the outside of the wire here. You'll see why in a second. You peel these things back. So the idea here is to take the outer layers from the outside. You want to cut out the remaining wires that are in the inside of the cable. And I like to strip out about 12 inches of sheathing off these things. Just to give us enough wire here to work with. And the reason I'm taking out the middle here rather than the outside is so there's no sharp edges when we're pulling. You don't want this stuff to get caught up on the joints in the conduit down there. You don't want no obstructions at all. You want to make this as smooth as possible. We don't have a super long run to pull in today. But when you have long runs, it's extremely important to get this right here, and every little thing counts. So you don't need more than, what do I have? 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got about 11 strands there, right there, and that's plenty. So that's step 1. Always remember to take the middle out, peel this back like an onion. These are the wires that we're going to use to tie into the rope. All right, so step 2 here, after you pull the rope in, what we like to do is take one about halfway one way, and I'll just alternate them. Just alternate them. Just like that right there. Do that with all of them. I like to stagger these wires. If you could see the end of these wires right here, you want to stagger them as best as possible. So the ultimate goal is to keep that head as small as possible. Hold this tight down. With as much strength, so when this thing is under tension, you do not lose it. I've been in situations before where we're pulling a 300-foot run underground, and in the middle of the run, it snapped, and trying to pull this stuff back out of the ground is not fun. So, could use a little bigger channel locks, but these are just fine. The next thing you want to do is really crank on these things and get this thing smashed down. The more the better. You'll see, I think we have 2-inch conduits in there, so you need this thing to slip right through there with ease. We're gonna be here all day long pulling this shit, and that sucks. Okay, so you can see I got it smashed down pretty decent. That's probably good enough right there. And then next we'll throw some tie wire on this thing. Okay. Next step is this tie wire. Leave yourself a little tail here. You'll see why here in a sec. Make sure you're not overlapping your strands right here when you're tying this. Kind of a two-person job, but I think I could get it by myself here. So you'll take your line mends, grab onto that tail right there, and just start cranking on this tie wire to tighten it up. That's why you don't overlap it. It starts to become a mess, but if you can get everything squared away from the beginning, it'll make your life easier. Like Tetris. I was playing Tetris last night. I got to level 9, which is amazing, guys.
It's a good game to like get your mind off of stuff.
Dude, right? I have it on my TV and I play it with my remote. I just sit there and veg out. You can see how that's really tightening this thing down, right? That's the idea. This sucker nice and tight. Do everything right the first time. You got this big old long tail here, which is going to help you here moving forward. So once we get to this point here, I'm going to duct tape that sucker.
That's just always what I was told. I mean, it makes sense.
And you can see my tail here, how it's sticking out. And I'm gonna use this later. Instead of peeling all this duct tape, you can just rip that sucker out and cut your duct tape in half. Keep moving.